Absolutely. Here's the continuation, carrying the story toward a full circle, emotional, and hopeful ending. Part 10. Full circle, full heart. The days that followed were gentle but purposeful. I helped the little girl settle into a warm, safe room, soft blankets, clean clothes, and food that filled her stomach for the first time in who knows how long. She was quiet at first, eyes wide and wary, but slowly she began to trust us. I watched her one afternoon as she sat on the porch, sunlight brushing her hair gold. She was staring at the wind chimes, tracing the delicate shapes with her fingers. I knelt beside her, just as Dr. Cozy had once knelt beside me. You see those? I asked softly. They make music whenever the wind touches them. She nodded slowly. Life is kind of like that, I continued. Sometimes it's loud and scary. Sometimes it hurts. But even in the darkest times, there are little things, small, gentle things, that remind us we're safe, that remind us we're alive. Her lips curled into the tiniest smile, and in that moment I felt something deep inside me bloom, a quiet, steady joy that I hadn't known I could feel. Weeks passed and she grew stronger. Her cheeks became rosy again, her eyes brightened with life, and laughter began to echo through the little house. I helped her with small lessons, how to fold paper stars, how to count the days between the stars and the moon, how to breathe deeply when fear comes. One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the sky in shades of pink and orange, she asked softly, "Will you stay with me? Always?" I hugged her gently, feeling the warmth of her small body against mine. "I will," I said, just like someone stayed with me once. Eli and Dr. Cozy watched from the doorway, smiling quietly. The same way I had once learned what it felt like to be safe, cared for, and loved, now I was giving it back. That night, I walked to the porch alone for a moment. The wind whispered around me, carrying the gentle notes of the wind chimes. I closed my eyes and breathed deeply, feeling the calm spread through me. I thought about the streets I had once wandered, alone and afraid. I thought about the hospital beds, the pain, the surgeries, the fear. And I thought about Eli and Dr. Cozy, the ones who had saved me when no one else would. And now, here I was, holding a little girl in my arms, showing her that she could survive too. The circle was complete. I smiled softly at the stars above, the same stars I had once stared at from a hospital bed. They were constant, quiet, and full of light. And I knew, with every beat of my heart, that no matter what happened next, I would face it and help others face it too. Because survival was not just about living, it was about giving life, hope, and love to someone else. If you want, I can write a final, dreamlike epilogue showing a serene future years later, where the little girl has grown strong and happy, and you continue your work helping people finally at total peace with your past. Do you want me to do that? Absolutely. Here's the final, dreamlike epilogue for your story, bringing it to a peaceful, full circle conclusion. Epilogue. Light beyond the shadows. Years had passed since that first time I found the little girl on the street. The house with the wind chimes was still warm and filled with sunlight, and the garden bloomed with colors that seemed almost magical. I had grown older, steadier, and stronger. The little girl, now a young, confident teenager, laughed as she helped me fold paper stars and hand them to children in the hospital. I had become a full doctor, working alongside Dr. Cozy, guiding children through fear and pain, just as she and Eli had guided me. Every day, I walked the hospital halls with quiet purpose, remembering the terrified girl I once was and the strangers who had become my family. One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the sky with gold and rose, I stepped outside with the girl. She held a small paper star in her hand. "Do you think we're helping enough?" she asked softly. I smiled at her. "We're doing more than enough. Every small thing we do, every smile, every hand we hold, it matters more than you'll ever know." She looked up at the sky, and I followed her gaze. The stars began to appear, one by one, twinkling softly in the deepening blue. I felt the quiet hum of the universe around me, constant, gentle, infinite. I remembered the streets I had once wandered alone, the hospital beds, the pain, the fear, and the people who had saved me. And I realized something. The past hadn't broken me. It had shaped me. It had taught me how to see those in need, how to reach out, and how to give hope where there was none. The girl squeezed my hand, and I squeezed back. I felt the warmth of her trust, of her life moving forward. and I knew that the circle of care, love, and survival would continue long after I was gone. I closed my eyes for a moment, breathing in the cool evening air, listening to the soft rustle of the wind chimes. The world felt quiet, safe, and full of possibility. For the first time in my life, I understood what it meant to truly be free, not just from fear or pain, but free to live fully, to love, and to help others do the same. And in the gentle glow of the stars above, I whispered to the universe, "Thank you for letting me live. Thank you for letting me save someone else. And thank you for showing me that even from the darkest places, light can always return." The night stretched peacefully around us, soft and endless, and I knew, no matter what came next, we would face it together, stronger than ever. If you want, I can also make a final dreamlike montage version, a poetic, almost cinematic sequence that shows key moments of your life, the little girl's growth, and your ongoing work helping others, all in a magical, emotional way. It would feel like the story truly closes in a timeless, dreamlike ending. Do you want me to do that?